You are tuned into another episode of Girl Talk. In today's episode of Girl Talk, I will be sharing with you some tips on how to get out of a toxic relationship. These are tips that I used for myself, and I'm deciding to share it with another woman just like you. Tip number 1 is desire. In order to get out of a toxic relationship, you have to have a burning desire to get out. You have to genuinely, truly, deep down in your soul, in your gut, want to get out of that relationship. You can't want to be in it today and then tomorrow you want to get out. If you're not tired of being tired, then you're not going to be successful at trying to get out. My next tip for you would be to just leave. Now, I know that's easier said than done. Trust me, sis, I've been there. I know. You have to build that willpower and you have to just leave. If you're living in a house with him and let's say it's his house, pack your stuff up, sis, and get out. Go to your mama's house, go to a friend's house, get out of that house. And if he's living in your house, you have to pack his things up and get him out, because as long as you guys are living together, it's going to make it that much harder to get out of this toxic relationship. My next tip for you is going to be stop sleeping with him. You're going to have to stop having sex with him. As long as you're having sex with him, you're going to have this soul tie. I can go into depth what a soul tie is in another video, but for the sake of length, I won't do it today. But just to make it really quick, a soul tie is when two people come together in a sexual manner and their souls are now connected. So if you ever find yourself, whenever you try to leave in the past, you can't stop thinking about them, you feel sick, like literally to your stomach when you guys break up, is because of the soul tie that you have with him. Now, the way that you break a soul tie is 1, you stop sleeping with him, and then 2 is through prayer. Now, I'm not sure what your religious background is, but on this channel, we talk about God and we pray. So the way you break a soul tie is through prayer. For 1, asking God for forgiveness, for, allowing yourself to be in this toxic relationship for so long. Ask God for strength. You're going to ask him to build your willpower, but you have to make it up in your mind that you're not going to continue to have sex with him. Once you stop having sex with him, the more time that goes by, the more days. Through prayer and refocusing your energy, that soul tie, you will break that bond. But you got to ask God to help you break that bond, sis. A lot of people don't know about soul ties, and that's why they be having sex all willy-nilly. You don't know that you are connecting yourself with this person on a spiritual level. But now that your sister Cena done told you what a soul tie is, we not doing soul ties in 2021, right? Right. My next tip for you, and that's tip number 4, is delete them from all social media, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, whatever you have them on. You want to make sure you're deleting them off all social media, and you want to cut all communication with them. No small talks, no good morning text. You don't want to entertain this person at all whatsoever. I know it's going to be so hard, but you're going to want to build that willpower. In the event that you have a child with this person, limit communication only to talking about the child. These men out here, they be sneaky, girl. They'll start off the conversation talking about your child. They'll start talking about little Billy or little Johnny, and then they'll move on to, asking you about how your day. No, he doesn't need to know how your day was. The only conversation y'all need to be having is about your child, and that's it. If you feel that the conversation is going left and it's not talking about the child, or he talking about, I want to get with you, in the conversation. You have to stand your ground. Your heart and your healing should be your number 1 priority. Okay? Men are slower to react than women. During breakups, they cope with by going out, living their best life, turning up, while us, we're at home and we're crying. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. You're going to get a little stronger. Each day is going to be a little bit better than yesterday. Then before you know it, 2-3 months down the line, you're good and you're feeling strong. And that's when he going to feel it. That's when he going to come calling you, crying, and want to get back. No, you gotta remember what you've been through, what you're going through, what took you to get to this point. You have to remember that, and you gotta keep going, because your life is dependent on this, sis. Your future, your happiness is dependent on this. My final tip for you today is to start focusing on yourself 100%. This is going to be your time to glow the F up. This is going to be your opportunity to go back to school. If you have kids, this is going to be your opportunity to just love on your kids like you never have before. Toxic relationships are so draining, and it takes from us whatever's taken for us. We cannot pour into our kids. Start dating your kids. Start taking your kids out on many dates. That's what I did. Once I got out of my toxic relationship, I started dating my kids. I started taking them out on dates. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. Take them out to go get some ice cream, go to the park, do different things with them. And not only that, this is going to be your opportunity to start loving on yourself wholeheartedly. I want you to start dating yourself. Start taking yourself out on dates. During this time, you're going to have to figure out what it is that makes you happy, so that in the next relationship, you're going to be able to identify and communicate with that person what it is that makes you happy. Because 9 times out of 10, let's be real, sis, right now you don't know what makes you happy. So you don't know what is causing you to be unhappy, because you don't even know what makes you happy. If you don't know what makes you happy, how are you going to expect someone else to make you happy? I know that, all of this is easier said than done. We stick in these toxic relationships because we think to ourselves like we don't want to be lonely. I know for me personally, that's why I was in my relationship for so long, my toxic relationship, because for one, I didn't want to be lonely. That was the number one thing. But then I started thinking to myself, like one night when he was out cheating, doing his shit, not picking up his phone, I was just thinking to myself, like, this is the feeling that I tried to prevent by not leaving, but I'm feeling this feeling now. So why am I in this relationship? I'd rather be lonely and not getting cheated on than lonely in a relationship getting cheated on. Because let's be real, sis, when you're in a toxic relationship, that can be very, very lonely. You're still in a relationship, but you still feel lonely. Another reason why I stuck around in a toxic relationship, because let's say you've been beefing, you've been beefing with a bitch during this whole relationship, and you feel like if you leave, she gonna win. Trust me there, sis, I was there. And if you ain't there, don't judge me, okay? Judge your mama. But let's say that you're in this toxic relationship, you've been beefing with a bitch, and keep cheating on you with this same bitch, and you just know that if she, we're not gonna say bitch, we're gonna say female. Let's say he been cheated on you with this same female, and you just know that if you leave, she's going to win, or they're going to be together. That's why you stay. Sis, that is the dumbest way of thinking, and I can call it because I was thinking like that once, and it's just dumb. Because think about it, sis. What are they really winning? This dude, he ain't shit. So really, you not winning nothing. By you playing this little tit for tat and not wanting this other girl to win this ain't shit nigga, you actually losing. What I want you to do is to reframe that. You're not losing anything. By letting him go, you're winning. You're winning your life back. I don't want to keep you guys too much longer than I already have. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, please be sure to smash that like button, and I will talk to you next time. Ciao.